In today's video, we will talk about what you see on TV is not true about criminal justice. Hello, and welcome to Ask Professor Price. I have been a lawyer for more than 35 years and a full-time professor for more than 10 years. People studying law or criminal justice or working in the legal or law enforcement fields need to know that what you see on TV is not true about the real criminal justice system in America. The media distorts the actual laws, trial procedure, investigative practices, and how long the criminal justice process takes. Also, TV shows train people to expect slam dunk forensic evidence in all criminal cases. This situation, called the CSI Effect, is extremely unrealistic. So let's jump right into what you see on TV is not true about criminal justice. What most of you have likely seen primarily are media depictions and distortions about criminal courts. Now, it's not all bad that TV shows and movies like to portray criminal justice topics and courtroom shows. These are interesting, fascinating subjects, and the fact that they are portrayed by the media has some advantages. For example, people learn about some laws and something about the process of the criminal justice system through TV and movies. So, for a lot of people, they know more about our criminal justice system and about our laws than they otherwise would. Unfortunately, it isn't all correct what they learn. And a disadvantage is that TV shows and movies tend to distort the reality of criminal justice to make it seem more dramatic and interesting. In fairness, if they're trying to cram an entire investigation or an entire trial into one 30-minute or 60-minute episode, they do have to take a lot of liberties on the timeline. You would think from watching TV shows that murders are one of the more common types of criminal cases, and that the defendant is facing the possibility of the death penalty in most of those cases. In reality, prosecutors only seek the death penalty in a tiny fraction of murder cases, and less than 1 out of 1,000 criminal arrests are for murder or for intentional killing. So they already have cherry-picked the relatively rare type of case to portray in TV shows, and then they like to focus on the risk of death penalty in far more of those cases than is realistic or that is reality. The media portrayal through TV shows and movies has created something called the CSI Effect. The CSI Effect is that juries tend to expect sophisticated forensic evidence like DNA test results or fingerprints or ballistics work in ordinary, everyday cases, even though some testing would cost thousands of dollars for a criminal case that might involve less than $100. You know, the courts and law enforcement are supported and paid for by our tax dollars, and you probably would not like to have your taxes increased, being tripled or quadrupled for the criminal justice system to be able to afford expensive forensic testing in all cases. But unfortunately, some juries reach a verdict of not guilty just because there was not expensive forensic testing. They don't consider the budgetary constraints of investigations, and that the police and prosecutors have to make value judgments about which cases they're going to seek forensic evidence on. They might have the actual items, but maybe not run DNA testing on what they're not even sure is a tissue sample from the defendant. It might be some saliva left by a different unrelated person, and it would not serve any purpose in the case. The main components of the U.S. criminal justice system are the police, the courts, and the corrections system. These are also often distorted and misrepresented in the media, in TV shows and movies. Please hit subscribe and the thumbs up icon if you enjoy this video. Also, please feel free to share this video with people you think could benefit from the information. YouTube uses information like the number of subscribers, likes, and shares in its algorithm to determine which videos show up in the search results. The higher these videos are in the results, the more people I can help. Thank you. Another area of the legal system that the media tends to distort rather outrageously is legal ethics. The American legal system is an adversarial system, and it only works if both sides of the conflict get a fair chance to present their side of the story in court and to present their evidence. In TV shows and movies, lawyers and judges engage in blatantly unethical conduct, usually without consequences. The reality of legal ethics is very different from how it's portrayed in TV shows and in movies. Ethical rules prohibit lawyers from lying to the court, from using faked or altered evidence, or allowing a witness to lie. Now, I'm not saying those things never happen, but when you look at how the legal profession and the court system is portrayed in the media, you would think that being outrageously unethical is the norm, and it isn't. In over 35 years of being a lawyer, I can tell you that I saw some things where I had questions about ethical conduct of some lawyers, but even in those situations, it wasn't as if they had blatantly done things in open court, in front of witnesses, on the record, that were unethical and doing so with impunity. In the real world, that would not happen. A lawyer would get disbarred, a judge would get sanctioned and reprimanded, and could get removed from the bench. So our legal system works when people play within the rules and keep the system fair for everyone. Please feel free to post in the comments your questions about criminal law or related topics that you would like to see covered in a future video. I cannot provide legal advice about specific cases or situations, but I can offer general legal information for educational purposes. Law students, paralegal students, criminal justice students, and pre-law students, as well as people working as paralegals or in the criminal justice field, are the main audience for these videos, but everyone is welcome to learn about American law and our legal system. Please remember to subscribe so you can get notifications when I post a new video. Subscribing won't cost you anything, but it can help me to reach and help more people with these educational videos. Thank you. If you liked this video, you might like the next video, Juvenile Courts in America.